from Storehouse Media Group. Sherry, how are you? And we're going to talk today about how you can talk to the CEO. A lot of publishing companies are not going to get to talk to the CEO with 20 years, 20 plus years experience in this industry and be able to work with them and have those meetings with them. How important is that when you talk to other clients and maybe when they've gone through trying to choose a publisher?
Well, yeah, I think it's important to the author that they do get to speak to someone who's the decision maker, and I enjoy it myself because I like to know what people I'm very interested in the book that they're working on and what they want to do with it. If I can, I'll give input on the direction, give them a little advice. And then, if they decide to go with us, then it's all, pretty much we're engaged. Especially if I'm ghostwriting, I tell people, like, you and I are going to get to know each other really well because I'm going to learn about you so I can convey it to the reader in the right way, in the right manner, and the way you want it to read and to be conveyed. So I think, actually talking to the person who's hands-on that does make the decisions. I do have a team, and we're a really tight-knit team. We've been together forever. It's not people I farm out, it's my team that's been with me for years. And we talk about these books and we make decisions, and I get their creative input because to me, they're the best in the business too.
Yeah, absolutely the best in the business. And when what they're able to do is I talk to so many of your clients. I know we co-host this podcast, but every one of them has been satisfied with the job you've done. And most self-publishing and publishing companies, they're not happy with the results. Some of them that just go straight to Amazon and say, I had 50 pages of my book that literally were messed up by Amazon. And so KDP, or you're going the route of another vanity publisher, and they don't understand. They really are not there for the author, and you're there for the author's needs.
I am. I've been on that receiving end, and I know what that's like to be another number and be on a conveyor belt. This is an industry, it's very relational. And so many clients that come to me will come to me as a stranger. But because of the relationship we develop, because a lot of times a book is an intimate project you work on. This is your heart and soul. This is your dream that I get the privilege to help you engage in and help make it a reality. So we form a relationship. And so many of my clients I'm really close with now. We're friends. We're not just working on a book now. We're friends. And, they'll come to me with advice and stuff. Hey, I come to them with advice, whatever they're doing. So I think that relationship matters a lot because that relationship helps capture what you're trying to say in that passion. And it gets to know you as a person, not as a number.
Totally. Because when you know someone is a person and not a number, it's a much better situation.
It is.
It's not a difficult situation in so many ways because the personal relationships are so important for a book because it's
It
lifetime.
is.
You have lifetime relationships with your clients. That's
I
huge.
do. I do. I mean, I have clients from years ago, and I'll pick up the phone or a text, and, or they'll send me a text, Happy Mother's Day or Merry Christmas. And I did the book like 10 years ago. And, we still keep in contact. So, I always tell them it's just open door with me. Even when we're done with the book, we're not done. Anytime you need something, reach out. And, another thing is that you do talk to a live person with us. You're on the phone with me, you're on the phone with my VP, you're on the phone with, my in-house editor or whoever's doing it. You can do Zoom calls with us. We're there. We're live people. We're there in real time, talking with you, engaging with you, advising you, giving you feedback, allowing you to ask questions in real time to save that time of going back and forth with texts and emails. So that's important too. That cuts down a lot of time. I guess I'm just old school that I do like text. I do like emails at the convenience. But when it comes to a project like this, let's just get on the phone. Let's just get on a Zoom call and let's just talk it through.
Absolutely. And when we do that, it's a much better situation. What makes you have that kind of experience in publishing. How would you define your experience? I call you an expert, and you're not going to go toot your own horn, call yourself an expert, but you're an expert in this industry. What makes you that?
Oh, I think my story is like this was not on my bucket list, but I've always loved reading. I've always loved writing. And it just happened to be that way. My mother was an entrepreneur and she'd say, Sherry, find a need and fill it. And I noticed that people were coming to me and asking for help with books. And your name just gets out there. I never advertised. And they would say, "Hey, can we do this?" And I'm like, "You bet we can do it." And I might not know how to do it, but by golly, I'd go learn. And I would spend extra time on that project. This is back in the day to make sure I did it right. That when they got that project, it was done professionally. So there was a lot of extra time I put in. So I learned a lot of things on the job. And then I started getting coached and all those other things that help you work. But we've worked on, my team and I together, over 500 books. There's not a whole lot we haven't seen, and there's not a whole lot we can't help the client navigate through. So we have the experience. We have the education. I've taken a lot of classes, read a lot of books. So is my team. We have, we know what it's like. We know customer service is always sometimes a pain point for people. So we're very client focused. We want to treat you the way we'd want to be treated, or a family. So that's really what we bring to the table. Just that aspect. Of course, there's other aspects of our company that is different, that I intentionally made different for the benefit of the author.
That's important. Wow. And then that means that they can ask these questions of what's happening with AI. And you talked about how the books are a mess most of the time. It's great for ideas. It's great to maybe do some of the editing, but it's not going to replace a human anytime soon. It's a resource, but lots of people are being scammed into, hey, I will write your book fast. And they're
That's
using
right.
AI, and it's an embarrassment. And
That's
so,
right.
and so the thing that you do is you're able to tell what's happening in the industry, what makes a successful book, why your clients all go to bestseller. Then they get it and say, "Oh, I see why your books look way more professional than other books," and say, "Well, this is what Storehouse Media brings to the table."
That's right. We are an award-winning publishing company, and if somebody wants to go down that bestseller route, we haven't failed in that. Um, we've been doing it a while, and again, I've been with a team, and when we have somebody says, "Yeah, I want to do the bestseller," I let them know, and everybody knows their place and position. It's really awesome how they know what their point is, when they're supposed to get engaged, how long, just everybody is aware of that. And we are so excited when we see those ranking numbers on the day that your book's released. And we've done books that have already been published 10, 12 years ago, and they want to bring that book back. And we spruce it up and out we go. And we've taken it to bestseller. So your book's never really too late to even think about something like that. Whether you published it 10 years ago, last week, or you're thinking about publishing a book.
Excellent. Best place people can go. Where can they go?
www.storehousemediagroup